Hello, this is the Uncultured Podcast, and this is your host, Danlock the Great, and with me are my co-hosts.
Ruth?
And Galerius.
And today we're discussing the first 3 episodes of Arcane. We will be discussing the rest of them, but this will be our initial thoughts on the first 3 episodes, but the rest of our thoughts on the other episodes will be in this episode as well. But we're recording this right after seeing the first 3 episodes, and we haven't seen the rest yet. So we'll have some theories, and we'll have some other stuff in here before we go and see the rest of the episodes. What do you guys think of the big explosion at the beginning of Season 2?
I loved it because it was like, hey, this is the start of a civil war craziness going to happen. The worst thing could have happened, and honestly, I love that.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And so it made like Season 2 be like, oh man, how long Season 2 going to be? And it's like, well, how old are you? Like, what do you mean? Like, well, you might not last for the next season.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, to me, I feel like I'm getting the same feeling that probably Game of Thrones fans were having in the first seasons,
Mm-hmm.
But obviously way better, because this is Arcane, baby.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And you know what? No, cousins sleeping with their daughters. That's a rockin' start.
Yeah. That is a rocky start. Well, Game of Thrones has that.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Arcane doesn't. So far.
Watch Game of Thrones, but if not for my mom coming in the door and being like, "There's so many siblings sleeping with each other. Could you maybe you shouldn't watch this one?" And I was like, "Yeah, maybe not." But there's cool stuff. I live on it through YouTube Shorts. I see the occasional YouTube short of like a dude getting beheaded and be like, "No!" And you're like, "Oh, that was pretty cool." So.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I watched
watched
the, what was the prequel series called for Game of Thrones? The one with the dragon one. It was like, don't ask me because I'm never going to remember. I was hoping one of you knew.
Was it like House something?
Yeah, it was House of the Dragon. House of the Dragon. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I saw House of the Dragon, at least the first season of it. I haven't seen the second season yet.
Sleeping?
There was less just sleeping around in general, to be perfectly honest.
Oh, nice. Well, I heard it was actually less good than the Game of Thrones.
I think some people thought it was going to be something else, and I think I liked it more because it relied more on just like 1 or 2 characters. Because then I could like concentrate on some people instead of being all over the place,
Okay, I'm surprised.
I feel like for Game of Thrones, I was never that invested in a lot of the characters, and I feel like that's why I waned, and I didn't really want to watch the show. Because I wasn't really that much caring about any of the characters.
Mm-hmm.
And for House of the Dragon, I really do like the main character, so it was a lot more enticing to me.
I'll tell you what, in this Arcane season 2,
yeah.
I feel similar vibes where I feel uneasy as to who I want to be rooting for, because I think all the characters, although Vi is a little bit waning right now. She's got room to be awesome.
Yeah, I think she'll probably pick up in the next couple of episodes. I don't really like her argument with Caitlyn that much at the end, because I felt like she was standing on like. She was standing on like a bit of moral high ground at the end, and I was like, I don't know that you really have anything to stand on there, Vi.
Frankly, Vi talked to Caitlyn a couple of times and was like, Caitlyn, I don't want you to change. I want you to be a certain kind of person. I don't want you to be worse. And she's like, okay. And she decides, yes, she's gonna do this. And then she says, like, we're gonna have to take in your sister. And then she's like, or Vi's like, oh, okay, yeah. No, that makes perfect sense. That's what we're going to do. And then she turns to Caitlyn and is like, Caitlyn, if you have the shot, take it. And you know what? Caitlyn gets the shot, and yeah, there's a kid in the way, but what did they say previously? If you have the shot, take it. It would have been more fulfilling if she did take the shot and, even did hit the child. we'd be really bummed out. We don't know
I think I would have been a little bummed out because the kid died, because that would have been worse for Caitlyn. But still, I would have felt good about it.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I think that Caitlyn is a good enough shot that she would not hit the child.
Yeah, I think she wouldn't have hit the child.
Well, the thing is, frankly, what do we take her shots on? The fact is, she's never missed a shot in her life.
Yeah.
Like, literally ever. So I'm not really sure. She has supernatural marksmanship here. So I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to be basing this on. So Caitlyn has never missed a shot in her life. She does not miss. Ever.
She doesn't miss. And here's the thing. Instead of Vi, like, literally taking the child off, like, trying to get that child off, she just was like, oh, there's a child there. Stop everything I'm doing.
What am I gonna do? There's a kid. You know how powerful kids are. You can never stop them from doing anything physically. They're just too powerful.
Vi obviously was hesitating at the end, and she didn't want to kill Jinx. That's what Vi obviously was doing. I just wish that she had admitted that she had faltered.
Yeah,
and I feel like it was more that Vi really did falter in her last moments and completely was not on.
And she's acting like Caitlyn was the one who was at fault. And in fact, I feel like the whole tone of that story point was like Caitlyn did something wrong. She went too far. She was going to shoot near a child, and you're like, okay, but that's like Osama bin Laden.
Yeah. We just saw 9/11 happen, and you're trying to, like, I don't know.
You're trying to, like, don't shoot near the child. Like, well, I'm like a SEAL Team 6 super marksman shot. Easiest shot of my life is right there. The only problem is one of my team members is standing in front of me. Why? Doing this,
and it's not like she shot through her teammate, so it's not like she's completely evil. She didn't shoot through Vi to kill Jinx, so I don't know. And I feel like she's fine.
I really feel like Caitlyn tried to understand Vi, but Vi came at her like, you went too far. You said you wouldn't change and things like that, and like Caitlyn's like, okay, I understand that things are like problematic. But she's Osama bin Laden.
Yeah.
I need to shoot Osama bin Laden. And she's like, you said you wouldn't change. She's like, okay, can't have you on my team if you're swapping teams.
Now, don't get me wrong. I don't actually hate any of these characters or anything. It just Vi's a little bit of a downturn for me. I still love Vi.
This was how episode 3 ended. And we were a little disappointed because right before this scene, right before the Vi and Caitlyn fighting together, they were like, hey, we can't bring in together a whole like constructed team of people because Jinx is going to just basically use them to get to us. They're going to be like, oh, I'm going to kill this person, and then we'll be like, oh, bum, now, and we let her go. And we're like, okay, that makes sense. Only if Caitlyn and Vi's teamwork really makes up for the fact that they don't have anyone else with them, which it kind of was at first. It was a little rocky, but they were winning. And then at the very end, it completely backfired and failed. And we were like,
and I think also, let's go back. I want to go back to the beginning of the episodes, like the first episode, maybe. Because we've been discussing episode 3 a lot, and I want to discuss episode 1. Let's discuss episode 1. So in episode 1, pretty much what happened was we saw the aftermath of Jinx's bomb. We saw Victor being encased in a cocoon, and we saw what else we saw in Bessa.
Caitlyn's mom died.
Yeah, Caitlyn's mom died. We saw Caitlyn, she was losing it a little bit, but then she invited Vi onto the Force. And what else happened there?
Vi was saying no to the Force and got drunk with a random drunkard enforcer.
Yes.
Pretty,
and then they had the memorial. Yeah, I think first episode was the memorial. Yeah, they had the memorial. We had the people from the Undercity fighting and trying to do like another terrorist thing on that day. And then Bessa's soldiers take out the terrorists.
Yeah, and they basically are like, hey, let's instate ourselves as some serious helpers. But they're kind of playing in the background right now.
They are. Yeah, no, even though, I felt like Mbessa had, like, a clear line to, like, take over, and she just didn't take it, you know? I feel a
I
little
think it
bit
makes
weird
perfect.
about it.
I think it makes perfect sense as to why Mbessa is playing in the background right now.
I
Simply
think Mbessa
because
likes playing in the background just to appear good, maybe? Maybe that's why she's more playing in the background, or it's because of the other thing, and I'm not really sure which.
I think it's for two, like maybe even three reasons. One of them is
Okay.
that her daughter's here, and
Yeah.
she kind of wants her to be in power, and she is already in power.
Yeah,
And
Mel.
then two is like this is like a trading hub of geniuses. You can't just take it over through military force. That's
It's
how you
true.
kill like the wonder of this place.
Yeah,
So
that's
she
true.
like
That's true.
wants to basically control this place, but she doesn't want to do it through any other means. And then the third way is maybe what we'll get to is that she's maybe being
I
hunted
can
to a
see
little
that she wants
further.
the people to think that they are in charge, is what she wants them to
Yeah.
think, And
That's
honestly, that's kind of crazy, because I thought Mbessa would be more of a takeover leader, than a lead from the back leader. But that's what she's doing. So, whichever.
kind of got the impression that she thinks that these people are kind of like a little bit of weaklings, and so
She
she's like,
definitely does. But that's why I thought she would
She's
just
like,
take over wholesale, but I guess not. So she still
I
thinks
thought
they
the
have their
opposite.
uses. She definitely thinks they have their uses, though, I think.
I thought the opposite. I think that she thinks they're weaklings, but they're really smart. So she's just like, I could probably just take these guys over through like social manipulation. I don't even need like this is a relaxing spa day. And then as time goes on, she's like, oh yeah, I got a fire on my butt. That's fine. You know what? I'll just speed things up a little bit because if you notice, after episode one, the
Yeah,
ending
yeah.
of Arcane season one, going into episode one, she just comes in, helps everyone with the wreckage because the whole council
Yeah,
blew
yeah.
up from this giant bomb,
Yep.
giant rocket. And then she's just standing in on every single council meeting
She
from
is.
then on, no questions asked.
Well, it's
now,
not like...
the reason is
Yeah.
that one of the counselors who got his legs destroyed, basically, is now using her basically as a crutch, so that he, and she's really helping rebuild stuff and taking advice from Mbessa. All that in one. So that's why she's sitting in on the council meetings. But it is so funny that she wasn't sitting on the council meetings before, but she just kind of walks in and nobody even questions it. It like makes me think of how much this is a baby city. And they're just like,
it's true.
well, whatever, the Noxians are nice. They give us nice things. They're like, the Noxians just are
we find out that she was the one who let the people come in on the.
Yeah, we do find that out in episode 3. Yeah, in episode 3 we find out that Mbessa was the one who coordinated the attack of the Undercity on the memorial.
Which made so much sense because we were watching episode 1, and when they had the memorial, a bunch of Undercity people just came out and started fighting everyone, and you were like, we remember from Arcane season 1, the Undercity of Zaun is like completely wounded and leaderless. The last thing they want to do right now is tick off Piltover. That is the last thing they want to do.
Well, I'll tell you right now. Yeah, like I would say, like Silco was their only leader, and now he's gone. So they don't really have anyone,
Yeah, because everybody else who wasn't Silco just wanted power down below in Zaun.
Right.
So
exactly.
the fact that Silco died, and people are now scrambling to get that power, which they show in episode 2 that everybody's scrambling to get the power in an awesome animatic.
Yeah. I did love those scenes.
I would actually, frankly, love to see a little bit more of that. Like, I actually love the Chem Barons. They're awesome.
We probably will see more Chem Barons in the next couple of episodes. I'm not really sure what we're going to get into.
I think so, but they've killed off 2 of the Chem Barons, and I think there were only, 3. So there's one Chem Baron left.
Yeah, there's not much left with the Chem Barons, I guess. And I wonder if Jinx will actually take on, like, a more leadership role, or will it be Savika?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it's been...
maybe Savika will just take over. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think, you know what, she's not necessarily a leader. She's like a crazy fighter, and don't get me wrong, she'll definitely, like, be there to back her up. But I think she's just, like, I'll do whatever I
Hey,
want.
you know what'd be crazy is Civica becomes Renata Glask.
I don't know who
I mean,
that
Renata
is.
Glask. Renata Glask, she was released after Arcane 1 came out.
I guess
clearly
I'll show a
inspired by
picture
Arcane.
on screen of who Renata Glass is when I look that
Yeah.
up. But
Now, they look a little similar, if I'm thinking correctly. Like not, they look a little bit similar. Unfortunately, Renata Glask is like 40, and
okay, I
the
gotcha.
girl we're talking about is not 40. But I don't know how Renata Glask even fits in. And frankly, at this point, it seems like Arcane's gonna maybe just be like, yeah, who cares about Renata Glask? But are trying to say, like, the people who are making Arcane are trying to say that this story will fit in to a greater narrative for all characters in League of Legends.
Well,
That's what they're trying to say. They're
let
just
me
trying to say
look
like
up.
it fits into the world.
It's Renta Glass, or you say Renata
Renata
Glass?
Glask, like
Renata
yeah,
Glass.
RENATA, and then space
Jeez.
GLASC, I think.
Okay, well, she looks pretty wild. I'm not really sure how this would be Savika, but I guess there could be an arcane, more skin version of it. Okay.
Well, to be fair, Renata Glask is missing an arm, and so is Selvika.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Right?
well, I guess that's
So-
something. It looks like she would probably have to, she might be changed by Victor,
This looks like her, definitely. This definitely looks like her.
Yeah, but
She's
like,
got a mask on.
yeah. Well, maybe if
No.
she gets
You know
really
what she looks
hurt
like?
and maybe Victor helps her,
Yes, that's exactly what it looks like.
Wait.
That's exactly what it looks like.
Yeah,
You see the little veins?
Yeah, those veins look a lot like what Victor has been doing,
Victor's getting a real white MO right now. Like the whiteness is like showing out everywhere.
Yeah. I'm thinking maybe that's a pretty cool theory,
Mm-hmm.
If Victor changes
I think
Savika into this.
No, I don't know if she's a chemtech, but she does look like she became the chemtech leader with that.
This is supposed to be a Chem Baron.
Now,
Yeah,
I think an important point though is what exactly have they already made Savika in League of Legends?
No, they have not.
Okay.
In fact, it was a little confusing when they
have
did
they
come out
shoved
with,
her into the TFT game? I know that's coming out.
Renata Glask has been in TFT games. I don't think she's in the PBE.
Okay. Well, I was
don't think
wondering
she's
if
in the new one.
Savika was shoved into the Arcane version of TFT that's coming out. Because I know that if you're probably in there, probably you're not one of the other established characters, I would assume.
Okay.
I would assume at least. That's my assumption. I don't know if that's a good assumption or who knows.
Yeah. Well, I think you're kind of spot on. I was also like, oh, that's a little bit of a bummer and almost like a relief because everybody in that in the new TFT set probably are people that are alive.
Yeah.
And then I saw
like
I think one of them's like Vander and one of them's Silco, and I was like,
let me scroll through it
Silco
here
is
real
dead.
quick. Looks like
Silco's
Savika.
definitely dead. So no.
Savika is there, but to be fair, she is like a completely different character than. They might just change her into that person later on. Who knows? Because who knows what they're gonna do in this show? Because this show is absolutely insane. I'm not gonna lie.
I think you're right. So I suspect Renata Glask is not going to show up.
I suspect. Well, she might show up, but if she does show up, I feel like Victor will probably be a part of it.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's what I was. That's what I was saying, though. I think maybe the story will end, and we'll get a teaser towards Renata Glask or something like that. But in reality, in Arcane 1, it kind of felt like they came out with two characters for the city of Zaun and Piltover. They came out with Zeri and Renata Glask, and everyone was like, "What? Why didn't you just come up with someone that was in Arcane?" Zeri is this cool Undercity kid who shoots lasers out of her fingers and dashes around on like skateboard lightning or like on rollerblade made of lightning. And and she's like, and she
who is this character?
Like,
who is this character?
This is Zeri.
Is Zeri? Let me look up at Zeri because Zeri might be appearing. I don't know.
I don't see anyone who looks even slightly like her. Be honest.
No. I'm looking at Zeri. Give me a sec here. You know what? You know who I think Zeri is? You know who I think Zeri is gonna be? That little kid. That little kid that was hanging around Jinx.
That's what Ruth just said. Yeah.
I think the same. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
I'm seeing
That's not impossible at all.
Yeah, and she's even doing like the hand movement of Jinx there in this.
She did do like
she's doing like some Jinx motifs here in this picture I'm looking at. I'll show it on screen, but she's doing like the finger pointing thing that Jinx always does.
Yeah, I'm hoping Dr. Mundo and Zach also show up, but Zach might not. He's kind of got like the plot sort of centers around him and his story.
I know what Dr. Mundo looks like, but you said Zach as well?
Yeah, Zach. I believe Zach is also in there.
Oh, that guy.
Twitch is also?
Yeah,
the plot man.
Okay.
Well, I think, you know what, the little kid's probably gonna dye her hair to look more like Jinx.
That makes sense.
Is Zach a liquid?
Yeah, he's like an experimentation. I wouldn't be shocked if he's not showing up in this season of Arcane. Although they say this is the last season of Arcane. In my mind, that doesn't mean that's the last show like Arcane.
No. Oh, well, they already confirmed that it wasn't the last show like Arcane. It's just this is the last one in about these two people specifically, you know? So we're probably just not going to be delving more into Vi and Jinx's relationship. So.
Mm-hmm. It's a little bit of a bummer because just the name of Arcane is so iconic now. It'd be cool thing.
What I'm sort of hoping though is that we'll see like cameos maybe of these characters later on, you know, but they just won't be like super in other shows, you know. Like, I hope we can still do cameos of them. Like, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't want to lose these characters forever, you know?
Yeah. Well, let's what happened in episode 2? I really can't quite remember. All 3 episodes kind of blended together.
So episode 2, we had the Chem Barons attacking.
Ooh, yeah.
We had the...
And that awesome...
Yes, the amalgamation of the Chem Barons. We had Victor waking up and leaving Piltover and going back to Zahn. Let me see. What else happened that episode? I believe Savika got her arm that episode. Her new arm. From Jinx.
Yeah.
And I believe that we learned about how... and I think the group was formed. Was it formed in that episode? It might not have been.
The Enforcers?
Yeah, I'm not sure the Enforcer group was formed that episode, but it might have been.
They were formed because
I think we saw them at the end of the episode. They were formed because they went down in the dungeons, and I think they were formed that episode. No, I guess they were formed.
Guys? Remember the Yordle?
They were actually. I think they were formed actually the first episode. The Enforcer group.
Remember the Yordle? Yeah, they basically were. Remember the Yordle Chembaron?
Yeah.
He was walking towards that like this place, and he's like, "Why is there like factory gas everywhere?"
Oh,
and that's what the Enforcers were using to flush people out and cover their movements.
That's right.
So they could subtly go for things.
Yeah, because they Enforcers. Because Caitlyn learns that she has a key to unlock the Gray from her mother. And so she says, "Okay, I'll use some chemical warfare against the Undercity to find Jinx or whatever."
Actually, that was so cool. Mm-hmm. You know, honestly, the build up for them being just like rock stars and taking people out and like getting out of there and all this stuff, I was like, wow, they can really do it. And I thought their team was actually so cool. And it felt like a flop once we got to the end of episode 3.
Yeah.
Just
because of how badly they failed, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, I do want to say oh no, I'm forgetting it. I can't remember. Gotcha.
All right. Well, I am done with my thoughts, and I would like to watch.
Okay, yeah. Well, so we're probably going to be watching these episodes now. Episodes 3.
No, 4,
No,
5, and
episodes
6,
4,
right?
5, and 6, and then we'll do like a thoughts review after that, and we'll do the last 3 and do the same, I believe. And maybe we'll release it one at a time. Maybe I can do that, but who knows? I'm pretty slow at editing, so we'll see. We'll see.
Thanks for having us.
Swine's out.
Swine's out.